almost looks too stunning to be real, but boy was it. A massive crowd robbed a 76 gas station in Oakland, and it's caught on camera. Dozens of people just rushed into the store on Hagenberger Road, right near the Oakland airport. They ransacked everything inside, causing $100,000 worth of damage. Tonight, we're hearing from that stunned owner. He says he's fearful that it could happen again. NBC Barry's Pete Serratos has the details.
You put your blood and sweat into a business so you can feed your kids, make a living, and in a blink and an eye, everything is gone.
Sam Marday is still shaken up after his 76 gas station on Hagenberger Road in Oakland was ransacked by dozens of people. He says they broke into the store around 4 a.m. Friday, and the flash mob robbery went on for nearly 40 minutes, with people taking anything they could get their hands on, including breaking into an ATM to steal money. Altogether, the robbery causing nearly $100,000 in damages.
Every time I think about it, the more I think about it, the more it hurts, And the scary part of it is this could happen tomorrow. It could happen the day after tomorrow. It could happen every day from now on.
Alan Leong is a nearby small business owner and has been on the receiving end of robberies too. The Hagenberger corridor has been hit hard with crime, with a number of businesses leaving the area. He says what happened at the 76 is upsetting.
This is a perfect example that they lost their revenues, they incur loss, and potentially this business might even shut down because of what happened today.
And Sam adds he's even more disappointed with the police response. He says multiple calls were made to OPD, both during and after the incident, with an officer finally showing up at 2 p.m.
They got away with it. They were here for 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Nobody could do in 40 minutes. You could tear a whole city down in 40 minutes.
OPD says the details from the initial call indicated no suspects were on scene, and the caller was told to file an online police report. However, an officer was sent to the scene after video of the robbery was eventually reported to OPD, and now the incident is under investigation. In Oakland.
Hey, Shalom Akim. Call halal Yahweh. Call halal Yahweh Sai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Sai. All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Sai, Bahashem, Ha, Rikar Kadas. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well and taught me this truth. And peace and salutation to you, Akim, across the four corners of the globe, preaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. All right, you see them ransacking they just ransacked. Yeah, they ransacked that store in Oakland. All right, and that's just the curse is falling on these other nations. Now that's an Ismailite that has that. That's an Ismailite that had that store, that owned that store. All right, and nevertheless, he probably got insurance, so he gonna get all that money back. So he ain't really lose nothing. But let's say he didn't have insurance and he lose everything. That's a part of these curses, man. Deuteronomy 30:7, and the Lord Yahweh, thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, man. And Ishmael, they helped build the ships and the triangular slave trade, man, over there from the west coast of Africa to Central America to the Americans, to the America. All right, so they're guilty in being confederate with Esau, which is the so-called white man, those Hamites, which is the so-called Africans, all right, and Ishmael, the so-called Arabs, all right. And all these nations have been confederate to keep us from our heritage. So now the Lord is taking vengeance, and he's making all the curses from Deuteronomy 28:15 and up, 15 to 68. He's making the curses fall on these other nations, man. So that's a beautiful thing. But I wanted to talk about the sedition, man, because this, people are not even hungry yet. The famine hasn't started, and these people are already acting like animals. So imagine when they can't eat, all right? And to ransack something is just to run through it real quick and steal whatever you can steal. All right, and that's how it's gonna be in the day of Jacob's trouble. All right, when their people don't have no food or the money collapse and it doesn't have any value, people are gonna just ransack the stores and take everything. Second Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that live therein. All right, so that means woe means sorrow. Woe also means death and destruction. So sorrow, death, and destruction to the world and them that dwell therein, man. All right, that's what's coming to these people, man. Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another people, and swords in their hands. See, so a sword is a weapon to kill, man. It could be a knife, a gun, ICBM missiles, or any weapon to hurt you. A car, a truck, any weapon. It says one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand, talking about those race wars, those gender wars, those political wars. Okay, you're going to have those gender wars. People going to be fighting each other out here in the streets of America, man. All right, you're going to have Egyptian against Egyptian, brother against a brother. And they run out of food and they don't have food, they're going to be breaking into your houses, taking all your food or taking whatever they want, because it's going to be lawlessness. And I want you guys to note that he called the police several times and the police didn't show up till everybody was gone. And they only sent one car. All right. Now, we don't have, Jacob's trouble hasn't started like yet. All right. The food famine, the water famine hasn't started yet. And these people are showing you that when it does start, they're going to be brute beasts. 2 Ezra 15:16. For there shall be sedition amongst men. Sedition is an uprising against the government, talking against the government. And invading one another. Invading one another is what you just seen. They broke into that gas station and they ransacked it for everything. They even took the money out the ATM. They even took the TV and all the food and all the water and all the drinks. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. As you can see, they didn't care about the governor. They didn't care about the mayor. They didn't care about you police officers. They didn't care about the president. They took what they could take. All right. And they were there for like over 40 minutes. So about an hour. And the course of their actions stand in their power. And when people don't have food and don't have water, they're going to do all of these things and above, man. They're going to be ransacking businesses, stores, people homes, okay, warehouses, business, they're just going to be ransacked everywhere they got stuff that they want. All right, and you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it because there ain't gonna be no police, ain't gonna be no 911, ain't gonna be none of that. Okay, so you people gonna be in grave danger. All right, so I hope this lesson was edifying and comforting to those of the elect. Shalom.